Welcome to Time Coins, where every coin whispers a story of nations, revolutions, and forgotten dreams. Today we take a journey into the heart of Eastern Europe, into the history of the 20 Złotych coin from the People's Republic of Poland, known in Polish as Polska Rzeczpospolita Ludowa. This coin is far more than just metal and mint marks. It's a window into Poland's communist past, a symbol of a nation's resilience under political transformation, and a lasting reminder of a time when money was not just currency, it was propaganda, pride, and the reflection of a people's endurance. So prepare yourself for a fascinating 5,000-word deep dive into the legacy of the 20 Złotych coin, its creation, its meaning, and the complex history it represents. To understand the story of this coin, we must step back into the world after the Second World War. Poland, once a vibrant and independent country, was left devastated by the war. Its cities were in ruins, its economy shattered, and millions of its citizens lost. After 1945, the nation found itself within the sphere of Soviet influence, and by 1947, the People's Republic of Poland, Polska Rzeczpospolita Ludowa, was officially established. The country became a socialist state aligned with the Soviet Union, ruled by the Polish United Workers' Party. This political shift would not only reshape Poland's governance, society, and culture, it would transform its currency as well. Under the socialist system, coins and banknotes were more than tools of trade. They were instruments of ideology. Every denomination, every emblem, and every design choice was carefully curated to reflect the ideals of the new communist regime: unity of the working class, industrial strength, agricultural development, and loyalty to the socialist state. It was in this ideological atmosphere that the 20 Złotych coin of the People's Republic of Poland was conceived. These coins were produced in various designs between the 1950s and the 1980s, and they serve as small, metallic chronicles of Poland's evolving identity under communism. The words Złotych, plural of złoty, meaning golden, had been Poland's currency name since the 14th century. However, after the war, the Polish złoty went through numerous reforms due to inflation and political shifts. The introduction of coins such as the 20 Złotych represented attempts by the communist government to stabilize and modernize the monetary system. While the denominations and designs varied over the decades, the coins from the era of Polska Rzeczpospolita Ludowa always carried a distinctive identity: bold, industrial, and patriotic. Let's look at one of the most iconic examples, the 20 Złotych, coins issued between the 1970s and 1980s, featuring national heroes, scientists, and historical figures who aligned with Poland's narrative of pride and resistance. Unlike capitalist nations, which often highlighted presidents and political leaders, the Polish communist coinage celebrated thinkers, revolutionaries, and workers. Some 20 Złotych coins featured figures like Mikołaj Kopernik, Nicolaus Copernicus, the world-famous astronomer who revolutionized science by proving that the Earth orbits the Sun. Others depicted Tadeusz Kościuszko, a military hero and symbol of national independence. Later, series included coins celebrating industrial progress, socialist achievements, and anniversaries of state reforms. Each design was more than aesthetic. It was political storytelling in metal form. The obverse of these coins typically displayed the Polish national emblem of the communist era, the Polish eagle, without its crown, a deliberate modification of the traditional crowned eagle that had symbolized royal and independent Poland for centuries. The removal of the crown symbolized the abolition of the monarchy and the establishment of the Socialist Republic. Surrounding the eagle were the words Polska Rzeczpospolita Ludowa, People's Republic of Poland, and the year of minting. The reverse design varied with each commemorative issue, often featuring finely detailed portraits, monuments, or industrial motifs that celebrated science, art, or revolutionary struggle. One of the fascinating aspects of these 20 Złotych coins was their high artistic quality, despite the economic limitations of the era. Polish engravers and artists working at the mint in Warsaw, Menica Pastwowa, infused the coins with national pride, blending realism with socialist symbolism. The reliefs were often bold and expressive, the inscriptions clean and precise, and the finishes surprisingly detailed for circulating currency. While the coins were typically made of copper-nickel alloys, some commemorative editions were struck in silver for collectors, adding numismatic value beyond their face worth. In the 1970s, Poland was undergoing significant social and economic challenges. The leadership of Edward Gierek sought to modernize the country through industrialization and loans from the West, hoping to create a second Poland of prosperity. During this period, new coin designs were introduced as part of efforts to rejuvenate the nation's image. The 20 Złotych coins became part of this movement, small yet meaningful tokens that circulated among citizens, carrying messages of progress and unity. Coins from this era often bore inscriptions celebrating national anniversaries, socialist milestones, or important cultural figures, reinforcing the idea that the People's Republic of Poland was built upon the strength of its people and their collective achievements. But behind the propaganda of progress, Poland was facing deepening economic trouble. By the late 1970s, inflation was rising, food shortages were widespread, and public dissatisfaction was growing. The 20 Złotych coin, though small, mirrored the instability of its time. The constant introduction of new designs and denominations reflected the government's struggle to maintain public confidence in the national currency. When Solidarność, the independent trade union movement led by Lech Wałęsa, emerged in 1980, it represented the first major challenge to communist authority. Workers' strikes, political unrest, and social change began to redefine Poland's future. Even in this tense atmosphere, the mint continued producing coins, including 20 Złotych, pieces that celebrated cultural achievements or anniversaries of historical victories, an attempt to maintain a sense of continuity and control through symbolic currency. Collectors today view the 20 Złotych coins of the People's Republic of Poland as fascinating artifacts of Cold War history. They offer a tangible connection to a time when art and ideology were inseparable, when coins served as subtle expressions of national pride within the constraints of political orthodoxy. Some coins from this era are particularly prized, such as the 1973 20 Złotych commemorating Nicolaus Copernicus, issued to mark the 500th anniversary of his birth. Others, like the 1984 20 Złotych honoring Maria Skłodowska-Curie, celebrate Poland's contributions to science and humanity. These designs allowed the Polish state to showcase its cultural heroes while subtly reinforcing the message that socialism respected intellect, labor, and patriotism. From a numismatic perspective, the 20 Złotych coins are remarkable for their diversity and storytelling value. They capture Poland's post-war journey from ruin to reconstruction, its oscillation between hope and hardship, and the enduring spirit of its people. The Warsaw Mint used advanced engraving techniques for the time, and each issue reflected the nation's artistic talent. The inscriptions, always in Polish, gave each coin an authentic national voice, while the recurring eagle emblem tied them to the broader identity of the People's Republic. The metal composition, often a copper-nickel blend, gave the coins a silver-gray tone that aged beautifully over time, creating a sense of vintage nostalgia that collectors cherish today. By the late 1980s, the People's Republic of Poland was nearing its end. The economy was collapsing, and the winds of political change were sweeping across Eastern Europe. The communist regime weakened, and in 1989, the Round Table talks between the government and Solidarity paved the way for the first semi-free elections. Soon after, the Polska Rzeczpospolita Ludowa ceased to exist, replaced by the Third Polish Republic Rzeczpospolita Polska. The new government restored the traditional crowned eagle on national symbols, signaling the return of sovereignty and democratic values. The coins of the communist era, including the 20 Złotych, instantly became relics of a bygone system, artifacts that silently bore witness to one of the most dramatic transitions in modern European history. In the years that followed, Many of these coins were withdrawn, melted, or forgotten. Yet collectors and historians have continued to preserve them, recognizing their historical and artistic importance. Today, a 20 Złotych coin from the People's Republic period is more than just an old piece of metal. It's a time capsule. It tells us about the values, struggles, and hopes of a nation that lived under one of the 20th century's most complex political systems. Each coin is a miniature document of Polish resilience, an enduring reminder that even under control and censorship, national identity found ways to shine through in language, in art, and even in the currency of everyday life. If you hold one of these coins today, take a closer look. The crownless eagle on its obverse reflects a moment when Poland's independence was restrained but not extinguished. The portraits on its reverse, of scientists, poets, and freedom fighters, reveal the undying pride of a people who never stopped believing in their heritage. Its metallic weight carries the heaviness of history, decades of control, yet centuries of culture. And that is the beauty of coins like the 20 Złotych. They remind us that history is not written only in books and monuments, but also in the smallest things we use every day. Money, often thought of as mundane, becomes a storyteller of its own, chronicling revolutions, economies, and emotions alike. So, the next time you come across a 20 Złotych coin from the People's Republic of Poland, don't just see it as a piece of currency. See it as a bridge between two worlds, one shaped by ideology and the other by identity. See it as a survivor from a time when metal carried messages and coins carried courage. This is Time Coins, where every coin tells its own time-bound story. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating coin histories from around the world.